From the moment I turned on his tape, Louisville wide receiver Jamari Thrash has been one of my favorite prospects in the entire draft class. A player who has a lot of the tools I love to see from my wide receivers, and a player who I think could be a major steal in the draft, has gotten a great opportunity to showcase his talent for NFL scouts at the Senior Bowl. We are in the midst of Senior Bowl Super Week here on the channel, where we break down some of the top prospects in the class that are on display in Mobile. We have come towards the end of the week, so if there are any players you guys want to see, be sure to check out the playlist on my channel. Leave a like on this video, subscribe if you are new, and without further ado, let's take a closer look at Jamari Thrash. Thrash started his collegiate career with Georgia State. Believe it or not, Georgia State has had some pretty solid prospects over the last couple of seasons, and Thrash really shined in 2022. He finished the season with 1,122 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 61 receptions on the season, and after 4 successful years with the Panthers, he decided to enter the portal, where he ended up in Louisville. He finished the year with 63 receptions for 858 yards and 6 touchdowns on the year, and Louisville went all the way to the ACC championship game and were right in the mix for a college football playoff berth, which was something nobody saw coming. Thrash is a very solid route runner. He is one of the top separators in the entire class, as he has excellent footwork and he breaks out of his routes quickly and with anticipation. He sells his routes extremely well, and he does a very nice job of creating space and getting open. He ran a number of different routes for the Cardinals, and he has a nice route tree, and he's able to sell his routes and mix in some double moves extremely well, and I love watching him run routes. Another thing that I like about Thrash is that he has extremely strong hands. He comes back to the football, and he does a great job of making sure he can secure the catch. I didn't see really any drops from him on the tape that I watched, and I really like his hands. My favorite part about Thrash is his ability after the catch. He does an incredible job of breaking tackles and turning it into a big play. He plays with exceptional balance and body control, and he has the ability to make a big play after the catch. He is slippery and very hard to tackle in the open field, which I absolutely love. I think he has some really high upside. Even though Thrash is great after the catch, that is more a result of his great body control and his balance, and not so much his speed. He's not the fastest player in the world. I think a lot of people get quickness and speed mistaken, because if we're talking about quickness, Thrash has some great quickness off the line of scrimmage, and he breaks out of his routes quickly, but his speed down the field is not incredible. He's more than likely going to run in the low 4.4s if I had to guess, and that may push him down the board a bit more for me. Another area of Thrash's game that I am not totally in love with is his run blocking ability. He is not super strong, and he does not do an amazing job of holding his blocks really well, which is something I would like to see improve. His size is not incredible either. He doesn't have bad size, but I feel like he is pretty slim and he looks pretty small out there at the wide receiver position, weighing 185 pounds at 6'1". He has a bit of a smaller frame, which may make him a primarily slot weapon at the NFL level. Thrash is a very fun wide receiver. He has some of the tools that you love in your wide receivers, and he does an amazing job of getting separation. If I had to pick a wide receiver down the board that I think has a chance to be this year's PUKA NACUA, it would be Jamari Thrash, due to his consistent hands and his separation. He is my number 15 wide receiver in the 2024 draft. It's a loaded wide receiver class, and there's so many amazing prospects at the position, but I think Thrash could be a real stud. He is my number 90 player on my big board. I want to see Thrash lined up in the slot, and used a lot on screen plays or in an RPO offense. He has the size to line up on the outside due to his height, but I think due to his slimmer weight, he may be best suited to play in the slot. In an offense where you can get him the ball in his hands and allow him to go make a play after the catch, whether it's a screen pass or a short crosser, I think that's going to be the best case scenario for Jamari Thrash, and where he could really shine and make a name for himself in the NFL. My pro comparison for Jamari Thrash is Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver Tyler Boyd. Boyd is slightly bigger than Thrash, but in terms of play style, I think they're extremely similar. Both of them are exceptional route runners, and do an incredible job of creating separation. They have reliable hands and are really good with body control. Neither are elite athletes by any stretch of the imagination, but they're able to make a play after the catch, and they have a very similar play style. So that is my comparison for Jamari Thrash. Jamari Thrash is a very reliable weapon. He is smart, and he has great body control. The wide receiver class is so loaded that he may go a bit lower than I think he ultimately should, but I believe Jamari Thrash will be a top 100 pick in the 2024 NFL Draft.